What's up, everybody? Corey Van Castle Cook here, also known as the Bearded Cinephile and one half of Movie Chumps. And I just got out of the IMAX re-release of Dune Part One that they're doing for this next week. They did it a couple weeks ago, and they decided to re-release it again. I did see this movie when it came out in IMAX almost 3 years ago now, and it was a treat just to come back into the theater and see this again, because this is it's a cinematic feast. This is the type of movie you absolutely should be seeing in the theater, in an IMAX, the biggest screen possible, the best sound system possible. And it was such a delight to revisit this one as well. I'm not going to rehash what we've already talked about before on this channel or even in Movie Chumps, because we did a whole podcast on it a couple years ago. What I do want to talk about is the fact that after the movie, what they did do is show us a special sneak preview scene from Dune Part 2. And the one that they specifically showed was Paul riding the worm for the first time, riding Shai Hulud. And let me tell you, it lived up to the billing. It was one of the coolest visual things I have ever seen on a movie screen. And the only thing that I can compare it to from like a hero type of situation is like the first time that Luke picked up the lightsaber, or the first time Michael Keaton put on the Batman suit, or the first time you saw Indy crack the whip. It's very much like that. I had goosebumps the whole time. I was like holding my breath. And keep in mind, and I'm not sure if that's gonna play when the actual film comes out, but there was like no music in this at all. It was just basically the scene itself, obviously with the effects and everything. But I was on the edge of my seat, and I was like, man, if this movie is as good as that scene, there's a banger incoming here. The thing too, as well, is that social embargo drops for this, meaning like social reactions on social media, February 15th. And then the actual review embargo is 10 days beforehand. That's something that just does not happen very often unless the studio feels that they have a certified banger on their hands, and I think that they absolutely do. So if you get a chance over the next week to go and see Dune Part 1 in theaters, I highly suggest that you do it. It's definitely worth the price of admission, and obviously show up for Dune Part 2 when it comes out here in a few weeks. Movie Chumps will be there. That's our big triumphant return. And of course, look on this channel, as I'll have an immediate reaction once I get out of the theater, and also a follow-up full review later on here on the Bearded Cinephile. Anyway, that's it for me right now, guys. I'm Corey Van Castle Cook, also known as the Bearded Cinephile and one half of Movie Chumps, and I'll see everybody next time. Peace!